Today's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited. So where we left it, the motor and trans are in, and that was about it. It was a bit of a nightmare. After work today, I went and picked up new torch gas because I was out of oxyacetylene. So I got 2 full tanks so we can heat up all the metal and bash it in place as much as we want. I picked up 2 separate carb spacers. I got the ones that have a little vacuum port on them because there's no ports in the old tunnel ram. So we'll put those on, and then that'll show us what problems we're going to have with the rear carburetor. But I think that's what we're going to focus on today, is getting the motor and transmission leveled, so it's all good. We'll burn in the mounts a little bit more, maybe put the transmission mount in, and then we can start deciding what we have to do to the firewall to fit and get the the rear carburetor on and get that all set. So that should be fun. And then the motor should be kind of set, valve covers on, everything's a win. I'm hoping I can do most of it with the motor in. I probably just jinxed myself there, but we'll see. Let's get after it. Alright, well, let's start off today with, you guys see how dumb I am. Check out this light I got, it's pretty sweet. I actually, buddy Glutton sent that over. So the transmission's in, and I was just going to start gearing up to put in the cross member, which I have, and everything's ready to go. So I take out my tape measure, give me 1 second here. And I measure it, and so 17¼ is basically the center, so transmission is centered. So we're good on that. Got my little angle finder out, put it on the frame. We get her pretty much zeroed out, or that shows zeroed. And then we're looking for like about 3 degrees downwards. I put on kind of the tail shaft because it's pretty good. So it's like 3.1, 3. Whatever. So we're basically 3 degrees down. I'm like, perfect. Transmission centered, we got the right pitch, we're dialed. Just got to get the cross member out and I'll weld her in, put the mount on. Oh, the mount. I forgot to pick up the rubber mount. But, transmission in the right place at least. So, we're going to leave it like that. And we're going to carry on to the stuff up top. Because my plan was to get the motor welded in, transmission welded in, and go from there. But I can weld the motor mounts in just a little bit better. I have a few tacks, so I'll give that a good one. We got the floor jack under, it's not going to go anywhere, and this is where the motor's going to be anyways. So we'll pull the welder out. I put on the plate just at the back. I'll do the front one as well, just to kind of show you our clearance issues. Now on top of this, we want to put that big bug catcher, which I believe will actually go past the carburetor. So we're for sure going to have to cut, at least in this first step, and maybe into the second. But we'll start by getting the carburetor on properly. I like put the air filter on, that way when I'm cutting it all out, I don't got to worry about it. In the meantime, I'll jam some rags and stuff in there. We got that. And then the valve cover, I'll show you kind of my test fit it, but basically this crease right here, we're going to need to heat that up, knock her in, and see what fits. So I think the next step, I'm going to pull the welder out. I'm going to get it buzzed in because I don't want this thing moving. I'm happy with where it is, and we're going to be screwing around and all sorts of moving around. So that's round 1 doesn't go to my memory. Alright, so the motor mounts are all burned in on the top and front. I'll get to the bottom and back at some other time, but it's not going anywhere now. So the problem we're having, the valve covers, you can see that's where the mounting hole is, and that's where it needs to go. So we're about 1 inch, which we have lots of room all the way around except for just right there. We got a bit of an issue. So we're going to take our trusty Sharpie. We're going left-handed today. And we'll just go ahead and put a little mark there, and let's be honest, we're probably going to do this whole section, do it in one foul swoop. So, pull the valve cover off, and we got old long legs going already. She's recording. So switch over that camera. We're going to use our torch, our hammer, and I might just put a piece of paper towel down so I don't get any dirt inside the motor. real fancy. All right, peel this valve cover off. Now I'll put a little bit of paper towel down just because I feel like somebody in the comments is going to judge me for not pulling the motor out or doing something wrong. Hopefully I don't set this on fire. But if we do, it's only paper towel. That's for sure going to set on fire. So a little ginger heat. You could just smash this, but we have the tools. Let's use them. This way we risk a nice little fire inside. Heating it up just makes it a lot easier to smash her in. We're at a bit of an awkward angle, so. Oh, there's the fire. We're gonna need something else here. Alright, we'll try round 2. I got an extension. See if I can get in there a little easier. All that crap on the inside's burning off, which is nice. The trick is not to do this and then go out for the night. So you'll come back to a parking lot instead of a shop. Perfect. A few bolts in that. Maybe don't put it right up against the metal. Just that easy. Don't worry, I had a fire extinguisher handy. Oh, look at that. Smashed this side together. I gave her a quick dusting of paint. That paint just doesn't match at all, but whatever. I didn't want it to be bare metal or whatever on there. And ultimately, no one will ever see it when the battery tray goes on and whatever. This side you'll really never see because the master. Anyways, so we're going to leave it there with that. Up next, we're going to get this carburetor fitting. I guess what I could do is I could turn these carburetors sideways. I just don't like the way that looks. I actually have a little linkage and everything to do that. That's lame. So, we're going to mark it real quick. I'm literally just going to zip cut that out, top and bottom, see what it turns out to be, and then we'll put the carburetor on. Once the carburetor's on, we'll test fit the hat, which hopefully it'll fit. I can also do a little bit of cutting to the back of that if I have to. I'm not obsessed with that staying perfect. You guys know me. So yeah, we'll set the camera up, we'll see what happens. Oh, would you look at that? So it actually worked out pretty good. The hat would have been right into the kind of cowl there, so that 1 inch spacer, put it above. Now we got a little bit of side to side room, we should be good. The carburetor is just kissing in the back there. So I got it all together. I think it should be good. I should be able to bolt that all down. Everything's just sitting there. But I'm pretty confident in it. So that's golden. I gotta trim my studs and whatnot down, but whatever. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this all apart, well, might as well take the carburetors off, put a piece of cardboard or something on it. I'll just kind of gently get in there, and I just gotta kind of box that in with some steel, grind her down. I think that's what I'm gonna call it for tonight in this video. But man, that's a pretty big win. I think it's gonna look cool. It'll stick up, but it won't be crazy. They do sell bigger spacers if I really want to go nutso. But yeah, I was on Instagram there, and Freiburger's just doing a supercharger on a tunnel ram, or a tunnel ram on a supercharger, one or the other. And imagine that. Ooh. It would be cool to have it even higher. These Tri-5s house a motor like crazy. Like, you can put in a small block configuration, and really even maybe with the big block, depending what you do, and if you lower the mounts down a little bit, you can close the hood on a tunnel ram. Which, why have a tunnel ram if you're going to run a hood? Or not, like, it doesn't make sense to me. But this should be pretty good. Hopefully, like, the hood line would be kind of like that. So at the very least, this would stick out of the hood if we're going to run that and just kind of go around. Yeah, they might even sell spacers, you can space it up. I'm not too sure. We'll look into that. Ultimately, if it wasn't for rules and laws, I think when the motor is literally just, like, you know those cartoons, those monsters, and they're like out the sunroof and they're driving? That's what I love. Okay, well, I'll set the camera up. I'll get this buzzed together real quick. We'll bring it back one more time. I'll bolt this all down proper, just to show it all works. And then we're done for the night. Danny's ordering in food, so I got jam. Okay, so I'll just take a quick pause. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I started off by repairing the cut I put in there. So I cut it all out and started fresh, so that's embarrassing. But it's all cut, ground down. It'll probably need, I could easily just fill it and do a little bit of sanding. But we're not doing that now, because I want to put this thing together, because it's supper time. Blow all the metal shards off, and then we'll put the sucker back together. Hopefully I'll set the scoop on real quick. And then, yeah, it was a productive evening. Check that out. So she's all together. I think we're done for the night. Who doesn't like this, right? Big old bug catcher on top. So valve covers are fitting. They're secured down. I do need to get some new hardware for that. So the round back's all dialed together. Everything's just kind of sitting there. There's no nuts and bolts on it. It's all going to have to come apart again. So that's where we're leaving it. The next video, I got some collectors. So I got the other piece I can weld onto the headers. Because again, these headers have that weird 4-bolt flange. I looked around, I called to a bunch of places, talked to a bunch of buddies. No one's really seen those. Maybe they're super old or I don't know what. But they're non-existent. Is what it is. I'll weld up some other collectors on it. I went and bought this U. So I'm hoping I can have a real tight curve, because it's going to hit right into the steering, so it's got to go back as soon as possible. But we can cut the headers up, do whatever we got to do for that. And the oil pan, again, the center link is probably going to kiss the oil pan, so we got to figure that out. I don't know if we'll do a video on each, or if it'll just be one. We'll see how it goes, see how much progress I make. Tomorrow I got to get a transmission mount, so we can get that dialed together, and then pick one of those two to take care of. The motor's going to have to come up and out just a little bit to get to the headers, because they're so tight to get in there. And probably, oil pan, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we could probably finish off in the firewall or whatever we want to do. But overall, once all the mounts are welded in, the motor can come in and out 1,000 times. It's going to maintain its height, its degree, all those things. That's the part that's always a pain, setting it the first time. But see, anybody can put a big block in a Tri-5 Chevy, especially putting a tunnel ram on. That's like it's like bonus round. Thank you very much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and I will see you guys, well, in the next video, hopefully the next couple of days. See you later.